warrant has been issued for South Florida rapper Kodak Black. Officials say Bill Capri, better known as Kodak Black, violated the conditions of his pretrial release.
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of two teen-year-olds.
The barrage of sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon.
We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night.
There's several rappers in the middle of court cases that will determine the rest of their lives and careers. From life sentences to single-year prison time, it's important to know what rappers are at risk, just like Lil Durk. As the news shared, words from Durk's father have Durk being released on bond. With this being his 3rd attempt, his lawyers made an offer so great the judge can't refuse it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
This resulted in the judge taking 4 days to make his decision. Sadly, Lil Durk would be denied his bond for literally being too rich, the news wrote. The feds say Lil Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted bond, as they fear he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is, under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
As this tweet then went viral reading, "If you think Durk was denied bond because he's rich, you know nothing about this case. Didi's brother literally just snitched on all of OTF. Instead of making it public, they're hiding it to catch Durk's lawyers by surprise. I found the evidence files, and it's very concerning. It's written, the new Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk and OTF members has changed this case. Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal, which made people wonder what Ted said to the feds, because Ted is OTF Didi's brother, who is Durk's main hitter. But Ted was picked up by police at a local convenience store when he had a firearm on him.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
But while being taken into the police station, tears were streaming down his face, and he said, "I swear I'll tell you all about the murders."
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
Everything. I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
Being placed into the waiting cell, Ted is seen crying his eyes out, wanting nothing more than to just rat on murderers he knows about.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
Hey, we're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
But Didi's last name popped up in the court paperwork, which had fans believing Didi was snitching, but we now know it was Ted. It even resulted in OTF Vonnie being accused of snitching. So Durk's best friend Bezu calmed the situation down.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, First y'all that threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
But this is where it gets crazier, as DJ Academic spoke on OTF Vonnie allegedly snitching against Durk, causing major confusion.
When you see Flocko post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OTF Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, you know, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, you know, maybe jumped the maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
However, the feds are concerned if Durk's released, he will place more bounties on his ops and people involved in his case, but it seems he already did. It was announced Durk's homie Gleesh passed away last night in Chicago, which resulted in a viral comment reading, "Has anyone heard from OTF Jam after he snitched on Durk? Several OTF gang members dying, but low-key, he's been gone for months, as he was outed for being a snitch on DJ Vlad's show."
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in
everyone
the
in the jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case. But eventually he flipped.
As once this hit news headlines, the news read, OTF Jam found by OTF members, hiding out in a crib outside of Atlanta. Sources claim Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on Durk, alongside a photo of the scene outside of the house Jam was staying at, but no one's heard from him since. Because Jam leaked evidence to the feds, with it reported over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports are currently being processed for discovery. As a new court update read the new charges that Durk faces because of Jam snitching. As it states, the feds believe Durk paid to get these two people dealt with. Number one, Stefan Mack, who got Durk's brother D Thang. Number two is Jam's baby mom, because she was taken out after Durk found out Jam was snitching. Feds think OTF Jam is the key to putting Durk in jail for all three crimes. It's this Instagram live where Durk noticed Jam was wearing a wire.
Check on your man, I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. Having a hope, I'm having a dare. School's had tough time.
However, months before being arrested, Durk knew Jam was acting strange. It was announced Durk has been playing 3D chess this entire time. He knew OTF Jam was gonna cooperate.
I see shit from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your is gonna cooperate.
But Durk spoke further on it as he shared that he stopped letting his friends to his house.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been to my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the. Have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the
you gotta watch everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
OTF Jam's the same man Durk gifted $50,000 to during this Instagram live, then snitched on the people in the background.
You know what's his name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk so baby mama get the tripping, bro.
See that?
Feed
for my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. goof.
Bro got out what?
You know that
how many you did all?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
The feds investigated the guys in the background. As it turns out, they were the suspects responsible for taking out Lil Pab, and they even used to go jewelry shopping with King Von.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money maker stepped in.
But with Durk being investigated for Stefan Mack's passing, an Instagram of Durk saying, "For D-Thang," was shown to the courtroom, as it was posted only 30 minutes after Stefan was taken out. And the next day, Durk was laughing on Instagram Live.
You can't see other shit, boy. What? Tweaking my folks. Hey, somebody always said, it's laugh con. Somebody always said, it's laugh con.
However, with all of this, Durk still has one last chance of being released from jail, as the prosecutors have been tearing down their own evidence against Durk.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
Because now the prosecutors are not using their lyric evidence against Durk, and his lawyer Drew says that's the only evidence they had on him.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Although Drew said that they want to go the distance in the case, they will not accept any sort of plea deal if it doesn't guarantee Durk's freedom.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen, like, this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
They're going all the way for one specific reason, because Durk's lawyers will use a First Amendment argument that they're keeping in their back pocket if things go wrong.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
As it looks so good for Durk, lawyers online are even saying he will be released from jail like Young Thug was.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug. Down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted. And I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
As he also went on to explain how the prosecutors likely don't understand rap culture, this has happened in many cases, just like Young Thug's.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip-hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily, but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it.
But feds understand that rap artists are typically connected to each other. Because they found a new possible snitch with the news reporting, prosecutors delayed Durk's chance of being released on bond to gather last-minute evidence against him for the next hearing. Chatter of a new snitch is going around the courtroom, and it's likely Brick Baby because he was arrested the same week that this report came out. With it announced, Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and others all arrested in a Rollin' 60s gang takedown, as it would then be shared. Lawyers and sources believe Brick Baby, who was arrested in the latest gang takedown, will snitch on OTF rapper Durk. The timings of both arrests make lawyers believe the feds will force Brick Baby to give everything up on Durk. Because weirdly enough, Brick Baby sort of called out Durk for being responsible for Lil Pab's passing in this interview 3 years ago.
But was this an attempted hit or
well, they can't say that no more. Then they put you as
Why?
God.
Like, who died?
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the...
Oh! What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
Although there's new lyric evidence against Durk, with Durk rapping the lyrics, told me they got an addy go, they got the location go, as it connects to the report of Brick Baby says that he would have dropped Quando Rondo's location if Durk had asked.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been Coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd up in.
Right.
The feds have him in lockup now, pressing serious charges against him, which will force him to snitch on Durk. However, Melly's been in his court case the longest in rap history, but it's about to get longer. In case you missed it, the news wrote, Melly's team has asked to delay his trial until 2026, citing mental and physical health. Melly will have endured conditions worse than death row for over 7 years. As many forget, Melly's been sitting in jail now for 7 years without a conviction. Famous lawyer Bradford Cohen wrote, when I had this case 7 years ago, I said that this case needed to go in the first 6 months. The state wasn't ready. The investigation was terrible. Witnesses were all over the place, and speed was the way to win. However, Melly decided to go a different route, which is what led to this. As the judge announced just how long in days that Melly's been stuck behind bars.
No, but let me repeat myself. Mr. Devins has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office. But I can, as I said, I'm just asking for, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two. At minimum.
You decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
The judge himself couldn't believe that it's been over 2,000 days without a verdict in his case, as the judge told the prosecutors to give him a good reasoning on why he shouldn't be free, or he was going to release him on bond. As this led to Melly's mother talking about the bond attempt.
We just still praying. I know I said I would give, I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
Melly's lawyers handed in the new bond package, which had news reporting. Melly's legal team proposed posting an unspecified bond that would be paid by his record label, 300 Entertainment. If granted bond, they assured the judge that Melly would be on house arrest, wear an ankle monitor, and hire round-the-clock security to keep tabs on him. The bond was thought to be so good that a rapper wrote, "That boy Melly coming home, I feel it," as they were going to use evidence that Melly's mother has collected about Melly not being treated like a human in jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
Melly's lawyers even brought up the fact that GPS evidence has Melly running away as the crime went down, as he hid into a bush from the alleged drive-by.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
And to further make it seem like Melly's innocent, his lawyers spoke about how a firearm for the crime was never found, as they claimed the guilty party that did the drive-by would have drove off with it.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
But the prosecutors only tried to make it worse for Melly. With it announced, the prosecutors updated the evidence against Melly. He didn't know he was filmed admitting to the murder of Sack Chaser and Juvie, where only 5 hours after the murder happened, video footage catches Bortlen and Melly celebrating in a parking lot.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! The dog still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
As it shows, neither of them were upset about the passing of their best friends, as this footage is paired to the footage of Melly and the YNW boys getting into the car, as Melly's seen exiting the studio, sitting directly in the back left seat of the Jeep, in order to get ready for Sack Chaser and Juvie.
Excuse me, you're able to see? Yes? All right.
The official court documents read, the direction of the bullets, traveling from left to right in the car, supports the claim that the shots originated from the back left seat where Melly was positioned. Even Juvie's mother confirmed who sat where in the car.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
But the prosecutors continued repackaging evidence to present to the judge, as they're now creating deals with Bortlen and Melly's ex-girlfriend to get them to snitch on Melly, because Melly's ex-girlfriend was meant to testify in the first Melly trial, but instead she traveled out of the country and was hiding outside the United States for the last 3 years. So when she finally returned to the States, she was arrested by police.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
As the judge made Mariah sign a deal for her release, which states she will testify in the upcoming Melly trial. As she wrote to Facebook, "Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." As Mariah will be testifying to the witness tampering that Melly allegedly did, as investigators dug through her iCloud account and found disturbing evidence. The worst part about witness tampering is that it carries a life sentence if Melly's found guilty for it. Even if Melly's found innocent of taking out Sack Chaser in juvie, he will still face the life sentence.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
But with Melly doing the witness tampering, he hasn't been allowed to use the jail phones for a full year, as they can't allow Melly to potentially tamper even more with the case. But the no communication has made Melly's mom very upset, as she spoke about it in this interview.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
However, it's what Bortlen will do to Melly that will sentence him to life in prison, because they will get him to flip and snitch on Melly, because Melly already tried to pin the blame on Bortlen in the first trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. And you don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
Revealing that it's always been Bortlen that has been telling lies to the feds. He's the one with the powder on his hands, and he was the one that was with Juvie and Sack Chaser when they passed. They even brought an investigator who spoke further on the firearm powder on Bortlen's hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of hot residue and 2 two-component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of hot residue and 1 two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was hot residue present on the hands.
Bortlen hated this. Once Melly got a mistrial, he tweeted out, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji, as if he's accepting a deal. As the prosecutors will try to get Bortlen and Melly tried together in the retrial, as it will make it easier for them to make Bortlen snitch on Melly.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. Just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase, it's the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
Because if Bortlen's facing the murder charges when he knows he didn't commit the crime, then he won't just take life in prison to the chin. On top of this, they will be using the interrogation of Bortlen on the night of the crime.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Man, I was playing music, getting off the exit. I was already getting sleepy, almost home, you know what I'm saying? And like, just out of nowhere, like, I just heard, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car, and I almost crashed the car.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio, from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took I-75, 595 to 75.
Yeah.
Then you took 75 south?
But it's clear his story isn't making sense with the evidence they found on scene, as Bortlen would get caught in a lie.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as one shell casing. They didn't find one piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's the class.
I mean, for whatever reason, your two friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These my like,
these your two, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah, we got.
And you're doing them an in-service by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, sir. I don't like. How? What do you want?
How do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. How can I tell you about a shell case?
Bortlen even got so mad that he began refusing to talk.
I told y'all the story, and that's it, bro. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Like, cause I told y'all what. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. There's, and we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
However, the officer resets the conversation by asking about other things in the night. Like, how was Bortlen driving? Did he crash into anything and more?
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys opened the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
With time running out and their allowed interrogation time, the officer would flat out ask, if you know who did this, would you tell me?
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I wouldn't want to be.
But weirdly enough, Bortlen shook his head no, rather than speaking, as he was concerned that if he spoke and was lying about it, then he would have either had a voice crack or would have given off body language to suggest to the officer that he was lying. Young Thug was in a YSL trial for over 3 years. He was then released on probation, but once again, arrested.
You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and a person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so f***ing bad. But you told me that your license, you just got your license back. I ain't gonna get your license.
I've seen one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those homies?
In case you missed it, the news posted, Young Thug's legal troubles continue to bother him. Atlanta police target him well after being released from jail. As right after Young Thug did an interview speaking on his beef with Gunna, he was targeted by the feds.
I just like to help people,
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah. I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
This all relates to his new song titled Money on Money featuring Future. It begins with Young Thug tweeting, "If you're a rapper and you're a rat, you gotta just go gospel," which went viral because someone tweeted, "You are not even legally allowed to rap about gangster stuff anymore," gathering 100,000 likes and 3 million views. Unfortunately, with how viral it went, it got police attention. In his song Money on Money, Young Thug raps, "Brody, you a rat, "Twin you a pack," as well as the lyrics, "These guys tellin' for nothing, and I gotta be the one calling them friends," as Thug reveals he ain't rocking with Gunna no more. When Gunna originally signed his plea deal in 2022, Young Thug heard about it from a judge and banged his head on the desk out of frustration. One fan's reaction to those lyrics reads, "I'm sorry, but there's no way Young Thug stays out of jail while also being a rapper. The lyrics you need to use to keep fans engaged in songs break his probation every time." But Academics predicted all this would happen. It was announced, Academics speaks on Young Thug getting released and says the stipulations that he's got are a setup for the court to try to put Young Thug back in jail, as he explains that Thug's plea deal could make him go back to prison for 20 years.
I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. Well, he's always gonna talk about him and his doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, it's like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about again. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody know Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
But everything went crazy after a report shared. Whack 100 says he has 2 hours of footage of Gunna telling on Young Thug in an interrogation room, making many believe the feds are ready for another YSL case.
Hey Gunna, listen, I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna, for you to go ahead on and confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah, guess who got it? 2 hours? Boy, you was in there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him. You know what I'm talking about.
Young Thug would give this attention as he did a small Instagram live saying surprising things, but not mentioning a name.
Stink, I miss you.
I miss you too. What you doing?
Nothing, bored. You don't like him?
No, he's in my motherfucking room.
Cause you was being mean. He felt your energy.
Man, I don't even play. I fly all the way to LA. Is that?
You ain't gonna touch him.
With the world in a frenzy, DJ Academics leaked information of Young Thug making several calls with rappers, telling them to avoid Gunna back when he was in jail.
The streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a f if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Durk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names. Just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not f***ing with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you're trying to really jump and work with Gunna, but
with this going viral online, Young Thug knew he had to respond, as he hopped on IG Live for a short time and laughed about it.
I'm on live. I just jumped on here to let you know that yes, a goat can go live. Whoa! What's up? Who up right now? What's up? Who up right now?
Although things changed quickly when it was announced, the head of the Georgia PD Council's gang unit says his office is preparing to defend against a potential 4PF RICO, as the paperwork name drops Lil Baby. But what's even scarier is that at the court hearing today, the police mentioned evidence. An investigator in the court wrote, "Investigator V is on the stand. We are listening to wiretapped calls. Someone mentioned that Baby had tickets on some people's heads, meaning that Baby placed an M for hire, similar to Lil Durk."
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by, what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested? And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
Rappers would begin reacting by saying, first Young Thug and now Lil Baby being played by that Atlanta DA. Y'all Atlanta rappers be careful out there, as it's the same district attorney that went after Young Thug, and now she's trying to get Lil Baby. As a new update revealed, Baby taken into county jail for questioning on the passing of Jacody Davis and Layman Freeman. Police question why he closed 4 PF after the crime took place.
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of 2 13-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come by my tacos up.
Where it was then announced, Baby reveals he ended his record label, 4PF, to avoid it being labeled as a street team.
First 4 Pockets 4 had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because it's all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'll be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
But weirdly enough, Gunna's lawyer spoke out to defend Gunna, while Young Thug and Baby continue to be targeted. He writes, I was Gunna's attorney, but I'm not speaking on his behalf. This long post is solely to set out the truth. Gunna did not cooperate, did nothing, and said nothing to affect Thug's case.
And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes concurrently.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein items and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
He spent 8 months in jail and was released in December 2022 after entering an Alford plea. Gunna's plea could not and was not used at Thug's trial, and he was never even named as a witness. He received a 5-year suspended sentence with no reporting, no travel restrictions, no living restrictions, and no probation. Over the last 2 years, he has performed all over the world, achieved international fame and recognition, and earned millions of dollars. Meanwhile, Thug went to trial and eventually pled guilty in Nolo after spending 30 months in jail. He received 15 years probation with reporting conditions and is not even allowed to live in Atlanta. Those that have and continue to badmouth Gunna, get over it. However, a tweet would then go viral reading, once y'all learn the entire effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, then you'll realize why Thug and Baby will never be cool with him again. Cause Baby's now being blamed by the police for the passing of 2 people. As it reports, the Atlanta Police Department is calling out Baby, saying his actions led to the passing of 2 young individuals last summer. During a press conference, the Atlanta PD announced 7 arrests had been made in connection to the passing of Jacody Davis and Layman Freeman. Major Ralph stated the incidents were part of a gang war that started with a shooting at Baby's music video shoot last May, where 3 people were injured, while strongly saying this team will work relentlessly to hold you accountable, with the officer referring to Lil Baby.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
As Baby recorded a music video on an ops block outside of a taco shop, and the same lady featured in the news talking about the story was actually the one who alerted the ops that Baby was there, as she posted this to Facebook.
Where y'all at? We over here kicking in. We got Lil Baby shooting a video around here. We know how we do it, that slapping taco. Baby, there he go. Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up. Cause you already know how he doing this snapping tacos, baby.
According to the police, the ops weren't even aware Baby was there filming. It was her Facebook video that got their attention, making them pull up with firearms. But what's concerning is the feds still blame Baby, because only 1 week later it was reported Baby was arrested Monday night for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit and was sent to the Clark County Detention Center, where he was being held on $5,000 bail.
I need 20 bands, call the number for me. Hey, security, the black guy, call the number for me. Locking me up for a gun, but I got license. Security, I need 200 bands a year. I swear to God, security. Security, I need 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. Hey, lady, my check leaving at 9:10. Nah, check me good. I got a in my nuts. Check me good. You on the camera? I got a in my nuts. Check me good. I got a. All right, y'all let me in that car. Shoot myself in the head. Y'all.
However, it's a lot deeper than this, because academics revealed on stream that 4PF was featured on the same evidence file that YSL was before they got raided.
I've heard two of them. Like, I've heard the two of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever. But these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
But now in present day, with the YSL case being over, academics revealed that Baby's recent arrests make it seem like he's being targeted and a RICO could be on the way.
I'm going to tell you some things that you're going to have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug. She got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were going to get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told them, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Durk, especially after Vaughn died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Durk eventually. You doing the math? You see why Lil Baby was moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county state watch.
With the DA being unsuccessful in the targeting Young Thug, Lil Baby is next. But many fans feel like Gunna is responsible. Baby was arrested for illegal window tints, with the official footage being released.
Huh? Man, you know why I pull you over? These windows, they tinted. You can't see nothing out.
I'm a celebrity, man. Nobody can't see me. Give me my ticket. Let me ride.
I don't know what celebrity you are.
It don't matter. Just give me my ticket. Let me ride. I can't have nobody seeing me right here. I'm gonna let my window up.
Oh yeah, you good, but you can't have that tinted window, man.
Alright, just give me the ticket. Have a good day, man.
Now, who are you? You say you
My name Lil Baby.
Okay, I just need you to sign right here, okay?
You got a pen? 327. You don't be want to have you gotta have tints in that level. You folk crazy. I take a ticket, then somebody follow me home.
Put a 32.
Huh?
You can put a 32. If you got a medical exception, you can get the tint.
The body cam footage would end up corrupting, and it seems like Baby was later pulled over again only minutes later, which Baby ended up getting arrested for. And luckily that same night he called his lawyer, who flew on a private jet to bail him out. However, a rapper who's been in and out of the legal system is Kodak Black, but sadly, he's about to return to prison due to his court case. Did you know the footage of Kodak Black getting arrested leaked online? This resulted in rappers reacting.
Hey, look, come here. I'm not gonna arrest you on all right? This is just for the time being. Come on, fish away. All right. You know your license is no good, but I'm not too worried about that. That's a ticket, right? That's a ticket.
After being released on bail to await his trial, Kodak continued bad behavior. The feds pushed his trial, which led to the announcement of, according to Broward County Clerk, a new status hearing in Kodak Black's felony trafficking and possession case is set for April 28th, with Judge Barbara Duffy presiding. As a lawyer in the courtroom wrote, chatter inside the courtroom between prosecutors and law officials makes it sound like Kodak isn't being given another chance. Time to face a sentence. But for how long? As what's scary is Kodak got in trouble for this exact charge 2 years ago, on February 28th, 2023. It was announced Kodak Black admits to being on drank but denies being on other items after pleading not guilty on possession and firearm charges.
I was on the I was on the and I was asleep in front of my family house, bro. That's it. I was on that drink, sleep in front of my people's house. But that ain't illegal. And that ain't illegal. So all that shit is just the process that it had to be in other mud shot. The process that even though like bogus is and plastered all over the internet. Then on top of that, it's like, bro, like I'm Haitian. And then it's just like my era, bro. Like, nah, like, man, you better off.
As shortly after this Instagram live, the feds would raid Kodak's Florida home and arresting the rapper. While arrested, he hired lawyer Brian Cohen. He was able to secure a deal to have Kodak Black sent to rehab rather than sitting in jail for 2 years.
Kodak, whose real name is Bill Capri, faced a judge Tuesday in Orange after turning himself in following an arrest warrant issued for violation of his pretrial release. Authorities said he tested positive during a random test earlier this month.
What is this? Unjust and not right about this situation.
Black, addressing the judge after the pretrial release technician testified he may have mixed up the samples between Black and another patient.
There's no way you tested positive. We can resolve that by way of a hair sample, and that'll clear you.
Judge Barbara Duffy then asking for a hair sample today to clear up the alleged mix-up, which Black refused, rather choosing to check into the Legacy Rehabilitation Facility for 30 days as part of his pretrial release.
Kodak's recent behavior has raised serious concerns, and what's worrying is that he's openly admitted he's waiting to pass away. He referenced a tweet that read, "Every time I see Kodak Black, I get so sad. That man has like 4 baby mamas, and don't none of you greedy women care about him for real, because why aren't y'all helping? Probably sitting around waiting for him to pass away." Kodak later addressed this on Instagram Live.
Everybody getting while we waiting on other people too, right? Other people, they don't know how to let time do its thing. Hey, bro, like let time do its shit, bro. Time is the best, what you call it, whether it's gonna heal or whatever the it's gonna like, you know, let time do its shit. You gotta be patient. Love is patient. Love is kind. You know, like I'm saying, it makes absolutely zero sense. No sense at all. Or try to approach the situation with any type of aggression. The whole world on. Everybody on. Your man on. Your on. Everybody getting. While we waiting. While we just down here waiting on when.
But that was just the start. More tweets from fans read, "Every day, I see a new video of Kodak strung out, not even acting like a human. Is someone going to help him?" Another tweeted shared, "Anyone else afraid if Kodak doesn't get help, we're gonna lose him. Things are bad." These tweets went viral as clips of Kodak surfaced eating chicken in the middle of the street.
The wrong thing. Take a seat next to him. Take a seat next to him. Enjoy that food. Enjoy that. Take a seat next to him, brother.
Oh, hold on, please. I want to be part of bro. I want to join them, bro. I want to be down here.
Even Kanye West tried to intervene, urging fellow rappers to offer their support.
Okay, so I thought Kodak was in Miami. I see he's in Atlanta. So I'm getting a flight down to Atlanta right now and do something. So anybody that's already down in Atlanta that knows him and knows anything about him, I know I said rappers and all that, but right now I need y'all, man, to like really go and do something. Like we can't. I know y'all think I'm crashing out. Y'all, you see me talking, I'm expressing myself. And look, man, please don't. I know I said a lot, and just let me go down there and go help this man out.
But it was what unfolded later that night that truly signaled Kodak was in serious trouble. Kodak was seen pacing around his room, repeatedly saying he's Drake's favorite rapper, which could be true, but it also pointed out that he's surrounded by the wrong people. People who would rather record him looking out of it than step in to help.
I'm Drake's favorite rapper.
Who?
I'm his favorite rapper.
You Drake favorite rapper?
Yeah.
Nah.
He always say that, even his people always say that. They always do that. Even when you ain't, you know what I mean? Even when you ain't around, cause and shit like, oh no, it's for real, bro. You just got it.
Still, there's an important backstory to how things got to this point that needs to be told. After his initial arrest involving trafficking and possession, Kodak went to rehab, which stopped his music career for a year. He didn't release music and couldn't appear on Instagram Lives, causing many fans to stop caring about him. But while in rehab, he changed himself for the better. Eating better, working out regularly, and even writing new music, it seemed like he was truly better. This had him releasing his hit track titled Walk, which racked up 33 million views and marked his return to the industry. However, the success would get to his head again. While appearing on a Kai Cenat live stream, he was sweating heavily, swatting at invisible things, and yelling random phrases.
You can't always say it, but at times when it feel good, that's what you say sometimes. Yeah. I thought your name was Bubba. Hey, oh.
The next morning, Kodak jumped on IG Live to try and clarify what had happened.
Come on, say y'all people like who be on that. Y'all be on all type of shit. Y'all be on shit. Say all type of stupid. But I take you one and y'all be so hurt. Y'all wanna like a anyway. Yeah. Everybody else who be coming like on that timing, they ain't got no motion. They broke, they hurt, they something, or they trying to come into life some kind of way and trying to like look any type of little. Yeah, I could come in that way. Oh, I think you need help. Oh, look, bro. Try to like, and then I don't think.
However, millions of fans were let down because he broke his sobriety and embarrassed himself in the process. Eventually, Boom caught wind of everything going on with Kodak and reached out with support.
But right now, man, we worried about you. You don't look too healthy. And from the outside looking in, it's obvious that you're and I don't believe for 1 second you just doing for your own enjoyment. Nah. You trying to find something to fill up that void that's within your chest. See, I've been where you at right now. But by the grace of God, I'm clean. Them strongholds have been pulled down. Them chains are broken. So I'm qualified to talk about this. You got to make a decision, bro. You got too many people looking up to you. And from one father to another, got to set the right example for your son. This coming from somebody who genuinely cares. So if you come across this video, you want to sit at the table, break bread, man, holla at me.
But just a week later, the situation took another turn for the worse. One fan expressed they liked seeing Kodak sober, to which he responded back to in a negative way.
Say I love when Kodak's sober. Change sober. I love sober.
That nigga's going for two.
I know it's sober. For what? For what? Look at all this money. Look at all this cash. Sober for what? We young sober.
A couple days later, he appeared at a Baltimore Ravens game, once again looking bad around his fans. A tweet shared, NFL fans are worried for rapper Kodak Black's health as he appeared off, while showing love to star QB Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Hey Kodak, what you gotta say about the Ravens, Big G? I love the Ravens. Hello. Hey, what about that boy LJ, man? What you gotta tell the flock about that boy LJ, man? Yeah! Hey, that boy Yak in the city. Yeah, Yak in the city. I live out here. Hello. Yeah, Yak in the city. Baltimore, let him know.
For many in the hip-hop community, this was the breaking point, watching Kodak spiral out of control. He needed true help, which we gladly saw happen. With it reported, Wallow and Gilly give some life advice to Kodak Black, saying, don't ever doubt yourself. You got them babies counting on you.
Don't ever doubt yourself. You got them babies counting on you. There's gonna be times where you're gonna doubt yourself, you're gonna be in pain, but them babies counting on you. You gotta be here. And I'm telling you that because a lot of people get around you and they see your success and they say, oh man, a lot of people need you, and they yes man you. I ain't here to yes man you. You know me, every time we connect, you know I got love for you. Not because I need you, I got love for you because you're a young cat and I was young, Gil was young. Live. And I'm telling you that because you see that love that lady gave, you see how you light up when I talk about your babies? Live. These people wanna laugh, they wanna joke, they wanna criticize. They don't know your pain, I don't know your pain. But I know one thing, them babies counting on you.
They tried to get through to him, reminding him that his life impacts more than just himself. As unknown to many, Kodak has 5 children, and he's the main breadwinner for his family. Unfortunately, it still didn't help Kodak, because he booted up an Instagram live stream where he was jumping on his kitchen counter and speaking gibberish.
Bitch, you got the singing, what you want a Mac? Got some shit there, got this shit, bitch, boy, got some shit, boy, on radio, on your back. Yeah, stuck on the mat. Hey, stuck on the mat. then a bed rest, and a long nap, because she took you down to it, and you can't do it back. You can't help.
It was a significant day for Kodak because he had been invited to the White House, becoming the first rapper to have a public breakdown at such a location.
So like, imagine a world if all of us was just one color. If all of us was just blue or green. Oh, if everybody was smart, you gotta have some dumb people. Oh, what if everybody was rich? So we're gonna take the trash out.
The video spread fast, and Kodak eventually responded. He apologized and expressed a desire to use his platform for something meaningful, which can hopefully mark a true turn in Kodak's life.
I'm honestly, like, I'm sorry to everybody. I'm sorry to the people who I heard it. I'm sorry if you don't understand me. I'm sorry if you just don't like me. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to everybody that I've wronged, and I'm so sorry to all the times I made my mom cry, and I'm sorry to like all the girls whose heart I broke. I'm sorry to Young Miami, you know what I'm saying, for kind of disrespecting her and stuff like that. She accepted my apology.
She did? But that same night, he replied to Kanye West's message, encouraging him to get help. The message was shared. Kanye a real one. You know why he a real one? Kanye the only guy who still likes Diddy. I'm pretty sure the Fed's gonna seize all of his accounts. Kanye just did some real stuff. You know what? I'ma do a collab with you, so bro can get some money and stuff still.
Sleep when people done woke me up like, yay. Kanye a real one. You know why you a real one? Cause like I'm some whole kind of like Kanye the only still did it, cause he know he ain't a lot of the other look at me. I'm clean yeah. In her why Kanye like.
But Young and Ace has just been tied into the most serious court case possible, the passing of Julio Fulio. In case you missed it, the news wrote, Jacksonville police investigating the new video evidence relating to Young and Ace, paying for the hit of Julio Fulio. Expect the rapper to be arrested for questioning soon, which has been in the works for the last few weeks. Jacksonville News wrote, Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters sends a PSA to Young and Ace and his crew, ATK, after Julio Fulio's hitters were caught.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
This is happening because Young and Ace ended his gang ATK, but this could have resulted in someone snitching. He tweeted, "Ain't no such thing as ATK no more. That stuff is gone and over with an Instagram video running from the gang problem.
I say no more ATK, it ain't no more. What you talking about? Niggas don't do shit. Niggas don't do shit. You tripping. Everybody always got shit to say. These niggas, when the time for the lawyers to be paid, niggas be at. Got all this shit to say. Where the niggas be at though? We need to get buried. When the time to spend that money, what the f be? We always got shit to say, but don't be on shit, man. They don't get no feet wet or nothing, man. You niggas be talking, man. What's wrong with these, man? Talking about don't talk like me. Don't get the man. When I say no more ATK, ain't no more.
Or did he end the gang due to someone snitching? To understand the truth, it's important to note there is 5 people were arrested for the passing of Julio Fulio, from Alicia, Isaiah, Sean, Rashad, and Davian. But police believe Young and Ace was the main kingpin, which is why they've been canceling all of his concerts, trying to limit Young and Ace's business and income.
Jacksonville police and I don't know how they be doing it, but they always call around and cancel my shows. What's up with y'all? What's going on? Why y'all want to cancel my show? I don't even live there in Jacksonville. Why y'all want to cancel my show? Why y'all trying to my money? Yeah, man, y'all trying to my life. Cause y'all worry about what I got going on. I ain't with y'all. Y'all canceled all my shows, but I just had a show in Temple. Y'all got my show canceled in Tampa. I had a show in Virginia. I called, got my show canceled up. I had a show in Gainesville. Y'all canceled my show in Gainesville before. Daytona, You feel me? Like, what's really going on?
They believe this for a specific reason, and it was all due to a video that was leaked online. It was reported Jacksonville rapper admits to targeting Julio Fulio because Young and Ace put up $10,000 on his head.
Hey, on everything I love, bro. On the day homies, bro, I put it on everything on my soul, on my kids. I'm the one that smacked Julio Fulio that night when he got at his birthday celebration, bro. You feel me? I ain't gonna show my face and give my identity away or nothing like that, but you know, I did that, you feel me? It was money on his head, you feel me? I rock with Ace and them boys, you feel me? ATK, you feel me? I be in Jacksonville heavy, you feel me? If you know, you know. But yeah, you feel me? I did that, you feel me? I handled that, cause, you know, Ace had that money on his head, you know, Ace had him put that 10K up. Told me to slide, told me to cause you know he got tired of that nigga running his mouth playing all the time, you feel me? So what had to be done, you feel what I'm saying? So I just handled it, you feel me? It was what it is, bro.
However, DJ Academics already assumed all this was happening, telling Ace that he's next to be dealt with.
Whack 100 recently spoke about you and he says, you're next.
Why would you say that, bro? Why would you wish that for me?
I don't know if he was wishing that. I think he's just thinking about, like, you know, in terms of, you know, people want to get the target, like the high profile target, and if Fulio is out the way, now they're like, well, the only way to make another thing is you.
Why wish that on me, bro? Man, bro, I've been living my whole life. I'm not letting you get up on. I'm not letting nobody get up on me. So I don't.
With his passing now, right? Does it mean that this whole situation is over?
There's never no situation.
As Academics would further discuss Young and Ace's life on an incident that occurred to him a few years ago. When he was ambushed by several men while leaving a restaurant, sadly his brother passed.
I'm trying to come for him. I'm trying to hold RJ. I'm trying to hold him. I'm trying to RJ open the door. I open the door, I'm pushing him out. I'm like, I got you, bro. I got you. He got a brown shirt. I'm like, bro, I can't move. He tell me he can't move. I just walked out. Coke opened the door. Coke said, call everyone. It's Coke one.
Ace has been tried many times by his ops. However, he's now being targeted by the police. As the police were able to find more evidence relating to Ace being the lead man to have Fulio dealt with, it reads, Julio Fulio, born June 21st, 1998, was involved in an ambushing by rival street members Sunday morning in Tampa. What was supposed to be a celebration weekend for the rapper's birthday turned into the worst thing imaginable due to social media. Fulio and his crew rented an Airbnb for the weekend.
Hey, the pool party start the day at 5, 6 o'clock. You already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock. DM me for the address or DM Fulio booking ESPN. I'm gonna put it right here. We just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man. Push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man. It's up.
The party inside of the B&B only lasted 2 hours. Fulio would share the inside of the party, showing everyone on his Instagram. There was drinks involved. Julio shared him having a drink alongside 5 women. The girls are giggling and having a good time. Meanwhile, Julio's ops are plotting to take him out, as this was the first mistake of many for Fulio, showing he won't be 100% if anything were to go down. An hour later, the police arrived to the Airbnb. Calling the landlord of the home, he would eventually kick Julio Fulio and his crew out of the Florida crib. Julio would once again go to his Instagram posting his next move. This would be a poster for a club, telling many to pull up while also revealing the literal address of the club on the poster, trying to break the record on social media for the most location drops to his ops in one weekend. Once arriving to the club, he would post to his Instagram again, sharing exactly where he's sitting inside the club in the upstairs lounge.
We came deep for my birthday, man. Everybody coming up the stairs. No cap, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as 20 deep, lit everywhere we go.
giving the ops plenty of time to get together, figure out a plan, and scope out the scene of where Julio's been at. When Julio and his crew were done in the club, they gathered in the parking lot while his manager figured out a place to stay. He scoped out a nearby Holiday Inn down the street, and they began heading over. When arriving to the Holiday Inn, everything was silent. This was, however, until rival cars filled to the brim with street members targeted Julio's crew with firearms, with a couple street members' main objective being to locate Julio Fulio. And once they found him, you can guess what happened next. This was a clear retaliation against Julio, especially with it being on the 23rd of the month, as it's the same day of the month that Julio dropped the track When I See You, which had Julio making fun of Ace's fallen brothers. As Julio rapped, "Went out to eat on his birthday, 4 hit, 3 passed in the worst way, he kept dissing on me, now we hitting 23. So in order to get revenge on Julio, Ace's crew hit him back on the 23rd of the month and hitting 4 people. Young and Ace would then rap in his newest song the lyrics, 4 in the car and 1 of them gone, 3 got hit, recreating Fulio's lyrics against him, further proving the retaliation by Ace's crew against Julio. 6 hours after the incident, it would be reported Ace dropped Do It, a direct diss track at Julio Fulio after his passing earlier today. Meanwhile, Ace's right-hand man shared on his Instagram an old tweet from King Von reading, "Game over, we won, stupid." Due to the song disses and Instagram disses, it was easy for the police to understand who did this crime, literally saying how it started and dropping what music videos caused it all.
The drill rappers.
You have drill down here.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a Chicago thing.
No, man, it's down here too, man. And the thing about it is, we like to run them out of town. Like, there's a couple of them that they know they can't live here anymore. There was a particular song, was Vanessa Carlton? What's the name of that song? It's real catchy, everybody likes it. Yeah, 1,000 Miles. They sampled her song, and then they made a song, a rap to it, and they were talking about people that actually been in Jacksonville. About 5 or 6 of them, right? They named in that song?
They did name it.
But that's what drill rap is. It's nonsense, but it's impactful because they're talking about people that have actually been, those people have parents, they have mothers, they have fathers, they have brothers and sisters that feel the effects of what's going on. They think it's a joke.
However, the story gets crazier from here. Julio Fulio did an interview speaking on the beef in Jacksonville where he reveals there was supposed to be a song made with both groups to stop all the crime against each other.
No record. Y'all probably didn't know this. Even though I said what I said, but bro, me and J.Dot Breeze supposed to be doing a Stop the Violence song. We probably gonna get that shit in motion. So I'm gonna just get that shit out the way for the kids, for the youth and shit. And yeah, we gotta make this look better, man.
You and J.Dot Breezy have a Stop the Violence record coming.
Yeah, that shit, it's talked about. I DM'd about it. My big cousin wrote about it too. He said he with it, I'm with it. But basically right now we trying to find a beat.
Making many upset that this entire situation could have been avoided. However, rappers and celebrities in the industry have different thoughts. As Charleston White reacts by sharing,
and everybody saying, well, man, what you think about this? Well, all I'm gonna say is, man, that works hard to die. Did he earn this here? And goddamn it, should nobody be sad? Where that lived and talked gangster, should nobody be sad what done happened to Julio Fulio? One thing we know about it, he didn't go to heaven.
That's ain't good, what's that?
Yeah, now one thing about it, he ain't in heaven. Now where that boy, he had all the time in the world to apologize to them people. He was going to the graveyard, rapping at the graveyard. Man, that was making people mama cry. It's some people relieved, wiping their forehead saying, "Ooh, Lord, thank you." And then there's some people crying, saying, "Oh, we gonna miss one leg, one foot."
As Charleston White's stating Julio's not going to heaven for one specific reason, which is the passing of Ace's best friend, ATK Mitch. In April 2022, officers saw Julio driving a Dodge Durango with illegal window tint. They'd pull over Julio to ask some questions. When suddenly a prosecutor showed up, things would get odd. The prosecutor searched Julio's vehicle illegally and told the officers who he was. After hearing who Julio was, he was taken into the cops' patrol car and was questioned about the passing of ATK Mitch.
All right, so I ain't want to bring it up. I know you can be upset. Mitch, there's some texts I want to talk to you real quick about what happened to Mitch.
How long is that going to take?
Not that long, depends on you. They just going to ask you what you know about what happened.
Once he was taken into the car, Julio knew he would be questioned and was quickly taken to be interrogated.
I used to come to my mama's house. I used to stay on the corner. He used to come over there, show his, you know what I'm saying, support.
What type of work do you do?
What type of artist?
You're an artist. Okay. As far as Mitch go, what are you hearing?
Nah, really, I was in Miami when I heard the news, you know what I'm saying? I was down making music, and I saw posting on Instagram, Mitch, everybody, the whole Jacksonville, Mitch.
The detectives start looking at who Fulio was to Mitch and how they knew each other. They asked Fulio where he was when Mitch passed.
All right, the reason why I'm here, I am lead on your friend's case. Ooh. You didn't have a friend who just recently got killed?
A lot of friends that
Recently? Mitch?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm lead on that. I don't know how close you guys were. Can you kind of give me just run down on y'all relationship when y'all met? How long y'all been partners or whatever?
The detectives had nothing on Julio. Still, they knew he was involved with Mitch and tried fishing for any information they could get from him. But Fulio continues to tell the detectives he doesn't know anything.
Guys, if you may know or hear something, then that'd be helpful as well. Because if you know his mom, you can sit up there and call his mom, then I'm pretty sure you would want her to have some answers as well.
Oh, my little brother, I don't know who did. I don't know. I ain't here. That's what I'm saying. You will never know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I just heard they say little brother got. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Miami at the time though.
You ain't tired of that, man?
Yeah, but I'm none of this.
While Fulio shuts down any involvement in Mitch's passing, they ask if Julio's music is why so much crime is around him because the detectives are getting frustrated that Fulio's staying quiet.
Do you think that your music or your ways or the way you conduct yourself through your music had anything to do with him?
Nah, cause even before I was rapping, it was, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say it's my music, that's why somebody, you get what I'm saying?
Okay, do you think it influenced someone or triggered someone, like the way y'all going back and forth with this? Do you feel that way?
Nah, a song can't make no do nothing, bro.
Leaving many angry with Julio for lying to the police. But now, in 2024, some look at Julio's passing to be a retaliation for ATK Mitch. However, 6ix9ine, who was supposed to face 20 years in prison, snitched his way out. But now in 2025, he's getting into more legal trouble once again.
Step out the car for me, sir.
One for what?
Unlock the finger. Spread your legs for me. Spread your legs wider than that. Tell me what though? Yeah, I'm saying.
In case you missed it, the news wrote 6ix9ine arrested by police for an outstanding warrant, driving without a license, and more. Chatter around the court is that they won't keep letting him off the hook. A sentence is expected with the announcement. While sitting in a holding cell, his luxury vehicles worth millions would be towed away, including his $2.5 million mansion being raided by the feds.
Hey, 6ix9ine, boy, come get your shit, boy.
Lambo got repo.
Hey, I can say I drove 6ix9ine's car.
I got you. Hold on. Yo, I got you, my boy. 6ix9ine, come get your shit, boy. What the hell? Priority Towing, baby. The biggest in the city. This is a commercial right here. Priority Towing, the biggest in the city. Got you. Ah! Y'all flag, man. Damn, 6ix9ine.
But did you know this arrest is happening only 2 days after 6ix9ine spoke on Durk, who's currently facing an M for hire case, where he spoke about Durk's wife, India.
Alright, so you want to bet 10,000 right now that hold on,
Durk and told about some other shit.
We talking about India?
She's a good girl. She's
You met her?
I haven't met her. But,
So why you saying she a good girl? Like
because I hear the drama about everybody's relationship, and I know any rapper who could say something about me and they got a public girl, I could tell you who your girl off when she was mad at you. Like, I know all of that. I've never heard no dirt about her. Just to keep it a beat. Never heard nothing about her, period.
All right, but she gonna be faithful to the trial.
Yes.
Anything after that?
I mean, you never know how it goes. I mean, if somebody, how does it go if somebody's, again, I'm not wishing upon him, but if he gets life, like, how'd that go with your girl? She's supposed to be faithful or no?
However, fans investigated further and realized why police targeted him. As a recent IRS statement claims, 6ix9ine owes out more than $22.4 million, which is the complete opposite from 2017, when he signed his breakthrough deal for $7.5 million, leaving even fans commenting 6ix9ine was undefeated in 2017. Everything he released became an instant hit, and no one can deny it. But after 6ix9ine ratted in his case involving 9 Trey, his career took a massive nosedive before being revived again with his hit song, Gooba. However, it was this moment that the feds started pocket watching Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Let me take all this jewelry off. I don't give my old jewelry back to get new jewelry.
This is a $500,000. $500,000. Look at the diamonds in them teeth. And nobody got this watch. Well, I think like 2 people got it, but if you don't got this watch, we can't beef. Me and you are not in the same bracket at all. If you don't got this watch right here, this watch right here, this watch, over $500,000, why we can't beef? I broke the YouTube. I'm at 5 million views in 1 hour. Y'all can't even get 100,000 views. Listen, we can't beef. There's no beef. I'm the king. Y'all know this.
Flexing in front of millions, his new diamond chains, watches, and cars ended up aging terribly, as those exact chains and watches are now up for auction. It was announced today the IRS will auction off most of 6ix9ine's jewelry, music plaques, and designer bags in March, as on the official IRS auction page. Jewelry pieces of the diamond, Bruce the Shark being sold for $63,000 to even his famous water park chain being sold for $36,000 is listed. However, it gets even worse as further down, they're even selling 6ix9ine's music plaques for $1,000, which puts it into perspective how much money he owes.
In some crazy news, 6ix9ine's most valuable possessions are for auction from the IRS. I mean, we're talking about some of his most iconic chains, even his famous grills. They're only going right now for $1,900. That's insane. We have the Jigsaw chain and the Spinner Shark chain. Those ones price, but we even have some of his bags, and all of his plaques are for sale too. Call me crazy, but some of these prices aren't even that bad. Like 10-carat white gold grills for $1,200, estimated worth $3,000 to $5,000. I mean, like, if you're about that flip life, this might be for you.
With this going mega viral online, we would even see 6ix9ine respond on his Instagram. He would write, "1 year ago, when I was stuck in RD for 8 months, the feds made a raid on the entire house because I did not report my income for 4 years. And for them, it was seen how I was running and hiding in the Dominican Republic when the reality was that I could not leave and get to the USA. But there would then be 2 videos released that got the feds' attention to keep investigating Tekashi 6ix9ine about not reporting his income. There was bank vault footage of 6ix9ine having over $1 million in cash on multiple levels in a safe, while also flexing a piece of jewelry that's up for auction right now. To then the famous video of 6ix9ine first getting into the Dominican Republic at his new crib, where he ordered all the supercars to be delivered while also flexing what he said was $500,000.
Say the king of New York is back tomorrow, April 15th. Listen, you know I don't address nothing. I'm never gonna address nothing. Y'all believe what y'all wanna believe. That's a half a ticket right there. You got 1 house right here, 2 houses right here, 3 houses right here, 4 houses right here, 5 houses right here, maybe 2 houses right there, you feel me?
Not only do the record labels paying you millions of dollars submit their taxes, telling the IRS the income you're making as they're deducting it on their taxes, but it seems like rappers tend to forget. Social media is a digital footprint, similar to Durk, who recently rapped, "Look on the news and see your son screaming no no," dissing Quando Rondo for screaming, when his best friend passed away from Durk's goons.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
However, 6ix9ine knew all this was coming, as he's been laying low for 3 years, as he snitched on rappers without you even knowing. When trying to keep his music career hot in 2021, he made fun of King Von for passing away, leading into 600, Breezy telling him he will be dealt with.
Iowa Department of Corrections, right? When they say violation, February 22nd, 21, right? What did they do that say, bro? It say I 6ix9ine, right? You feel me? You see how much time they try to give me, right? You gonna go to jail. I just went to jail for saying, come on, bro, this real, like, come on. I can't make this up. I can't print.
As 600, Breezy announced he's been sitting in county jail from 6ix9ine, snitching on him. It read, he posted a video saying that he was going to go after rapper 6ix9ine and had a firearm posted on his social medias with an extended, but this wasn't the only rapper, as 42 Dugg did the same thing.
Did the back and forth between 42 Dugg and Tekashi 6ix9ine cause the feds to escalate their pursuit of 42 Dugg? I would actually say absolutely yes. Let me explain this to you. March 12th is when 42 Dugg was supposed to report to the federal prison. It wasn't until April 29th that the feds actually went out and started looking for him. What happened on April 26th and April 27th? The Dugg and Tekashi 6ix9ine internet exchange about starting a boxing.
As 42 Doug was telling 6ix9ine to pull up on some real gang members rather than dissing Durk's twin Lil Perkio. Having snitched on 2 rappers including his entire 9 Trey Street team, it was the final straw for 6ix9ine and his music career, which has led to his new sad reality. 6ix9ine hid something from the world until it was discovered today. 6ix9ine was sued for $11 million in a civil lawsuit from a 2018 robbery he was involved in. This robbery in 2018 began with members of 9 Trey and 6ix9ine scouting out and following 2 individuals named Keitha Wanzer and Kevin Dozier in New York City. The 2 individuals were robbed by members of 9 Trey with the use of firearms. Meanwhile, 6ix9ine filmed the entire incident from a nearby SUV, who was ironically then recorded by fans on the street at the same time. When 6ix9ine was sued, him and his lawyers showed up to court, admitting to the courtroom he's flat out broke. In the document reading, "My present income supports myself, my 2 children and their mother, my mother and my brother. My accountant, Justin Kobe, knows exactly what my exiting assets and sources of income are, and I rely upon my accountant for providing this court with that accurate information under a separate declaration submitted along with the defendant's pre-inquest submissions. Right now, I'm struggling to make ends meet. I do not know if I will ever command the kind of advances I was paid before my arrest and my career stalled. If the court awards the compensatory damages and punitive damages sought by plaintiffs at this inquest, it will surely bankrupt me in a way from which I will never recover to the permanent detriment and hardship of the family members who rely upon me." Signed, Daniel Hernandez, otherwise known as Tekashi 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's accountant, Justin Kobe, mentions the Gummo rapper's net worth is technically less than 0. Confirming not only is 6ix9ine completely broke, but he signed only record deal advancements, meaning when he signed to each deal, he was money hungry. Just wanted the upfront check and didn't care about taking a little less upfront to keep some royalties from his music streams. It got so bad that 6ix9ine was spotted on a Spirit Airlines flight. This viral photo went around of 6ix9ine flying economy to New York, wearing the famous shiesty mask. The fan on the flight shared the economy seats for this flight was $80, and he was flying with 2 individuals. However, this doesn't even compare to Snoop Dogg's situation now being tied into Tupac's passing. The Las Vegas police found new evidence in Tupac's passing case linking 3 rappers. The news wrote, "The Tupac case is being reinvestigated by Las Vegas police. The new evidence shows signs of it being a rap industry hit, consisting of artists like Snoop Dogg, Diddy, Suge, and more." As Las Vegas police investigated interviews by Snoop, where 2 days before Tupac passed, Snoop felt like he hated him.
I say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York, and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like it. I want to do some music with him. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like tried to kill me, out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with it. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
But why would he hate Snoop? This question was answered in this interview where Snoop reveals a deep secret.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
As Snoop mentions, he was supposed to be in the BMW, but after last-minute changes, he didn't go. This was likely due to Snoop, Tupac, and Suge having an altercation a few days prior.
The last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me, how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
However, police believe there's other people involved. The news wrote, the reinvestigation of Tupac's passing is revealing new names and evidence of those involved. The new name brought up is Knight, because police records reveal Detective Russell Poole suspected that Knight arranged Tupac's passing before he could exit the label and framed the Blue Street team to throw off investigators. Which raises the question of who's a famous Blue member that Suge would have pinned Tupac's passing on. According to Mike Dorsey, Diddy is a part of the street team. In case you missed it, the news wrote, former LAPD cop claims Diddy had Tupac dealt with for $1 million. Suge Suge retaliated by having Biggie dealt with, as Diddy hired Keefe D to take out Tupac, because after 20 years of walking free, an interrogation leaked which had Keefe D revealing Diddy was the one who ordered the hit.
On all 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
Because in the Diddy trial, he was questioned about his involvement with it reported. Diddy faces questions about his alleged role in Tupac's passing after being mentioned 77 times in a new legal filing. As we heard Keefe D expose how Tupac's passing happened, because on September 7th, 1996, Tupac was with Suge in Vegas. They went out to watch a Mike Tyson match, and after it was over, they spotted an op in the lobby.
Suge Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the thing was retaliation, after Tupac jumped Orlando and up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Security went on to break up the altercation between Tupac and the ops. Tupac went back to his hotel to change for the night as he jumped in the BMW to head out to a club. But at around 11 p.m., a car filled with rival team members would pull up beside them.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
However, with the crime going unsolved for 2 decades, Keefe D did interviews with DJ Vlad as he exposed details from the night and pulling up on Tupac.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. We was gonna go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac?
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
Keefe D even mentioned the crime happened so quick because Tupac allegedly reached for his own firearm.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually...
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
As it makes it seem like Tupac knew what was about to happen to him. And to prove that Keefe D was really there, he revealed the interrogation he had with police on the night of the crime.
Lane starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of the line.
back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre.
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window.
During the police's investigation, they also found Keefe D's reaction to Tupac's passing, which shows his true emotions.
Yeah, I hate that happened, dog. I really do, man. Cause it took a lot of people's lives, dude. I hate that happen. Probably to God. I feel they should, that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. Wish it never happened, dude.
But the police files get weird when you notice multiple holes in the story, as it makes it seem like Tupac could still be alive, as Suge's had multiple interviews saying he believes that Tupac's alive. According to him, Tupac was doing completely fine in the hospital.
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
But what's weird about this is that Tupac was supposedly in a deep sleep. So how in the world could he and Suge be laughing if Tupac was unconscious? That doesn't seem to add up. Even in a 2008 interview, Suge said that Tupac was alive and well.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
Then only 2 weeks after Suge leaked this information in that interview, he almost lost his life at a nightclub when a man used a firearm in his direction 6 times. Knight was hesitant to tell the police anything, as he immediately knew it was likely from him talking about Tupac in a public interview. But one interview revealed Tupac was an industry plant with the job of stopping the beef between the red and blue street teams.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, you know, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Mutulu Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the and the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this gangster type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
With the plan not working, he suddenly passed. But it makes sense as to why Snoop didn't want to be near Tupac if he heard that he was a plant. But this thread also broke down every single piece of evidence that relates to Tupac still being alive. As you'll see an old interview from a rapper named Tretch, who used to be close friends with Tupac. And when asked about the last time he saw Tupac, he said he was in Cuba.
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question.
Nobody knows.
Y'all good? Yeah, we good. We good. Thanks a lot, man.
We good. Last time I saw him, he was in church, man.
Only 3 weeks later, a video released to a news website showed Tupac in a parking lot in Cuba.
Look, zoom in. That's Pac, man. He with the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
This created the Tupac is alive in Cuba theory ever since. But it doesn't seem like just a theory anymore, because Suge's son believes he's alive too. In 2018, Suge's son posted on Instagram that Tupac was alive and living in Malaysia. Right after he posted it, he got message from a random number which said, "You said too much, time for you to go." As Suge's son would crash out and post multiple pictures of Tupac with current day celebrities like 50 Cent and Beyonce. And on the picture of Tupac and Beyonce, he captioned it, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon." While some believe this was all a publicity stunt for Suge's son to gain fame, others believe it's real, because Suge Jr. would know more than anyone else in the world, considering his father was one of the closest people to Tupac. However, K-Flock's case just ended. His sentencing is very concerning when you investigate through the case. Did you know the jury in the K-Flock case are split on whether Flock is guilty or innocent? It reads, the prosecutors put in a letter saying it could be misunderstood to mean the jury must decide whether the defendant, with his idiosyncrasies, believed the victim was about to use physical force, which is good news for K-Flock, because it suggests the jury might consider his personal perspective instead of just a general reasonable person standard. If the jury factors in his unique mindset or fears, they might be more likely to believe he truly felt in danger. This could make it easier to justify his self-defense claim. This resulted in a positive phone call from Flock inside of jail reacting.
Talk to them, Flock. Talk to them, my dog. Soon come home, man. You got these little boys walking around with no jewels, Flock. They need you. They need you, Flock.
This even resulted in Lil TJ saying, "Free K-Flock." But did you know K-Flock looked emotional listening to his gang member snitching on him? It was announced that Bronx drill rapper K-Flock reportedly used a firearm against someone who used one against his friend in 2020. Today, that friend testified against him. The snitch's name is Brockington, otherwise known on the street as Dougie, but not to be confused with Flock's best friend Dougie B. Dougie, who was arrested for selling, took his plea deal and threw K-Flock under the rug. However, Dougie's snitching on Flock affects his release date. To understand his release date, it's important to read the case file. because prosecutors asked Dougie in court, after you got hit, who called you in the hospital? Dougie answered, KK called. He said, you know, we got you, bro. The prosecutors then confirmed KK refers to Flock. And Dougie says, yes, he was going to retaliate against whoever hit me. The prosecutors asked him to flat out admit it by asking, Flock hit them up in retaliation for you? Dougie said yes, and that someone got grazed during the altercation. And most importantly, they asked if Flock was seen with a firearm, to which Dougie says he had one on him and was on a call with rival team members who were circling their block. This lines up perfectly with the passing of Oscar Hernandez, which left Flock's best friend B-Love saying,
okay, but so I saw some fans who were off at both me and academics after K-Flock got locked up because, well, just because I guess, like, you know, in our tone when we talked about it, you know, it might have seemed like we were being a little too presumptuous. But is that weird for you? Because I'm sure you see people all the way from rappers to whoever acting like, you know, your boy is just done and he's cooked in this situation.
I ain't gonna lie, people, especially people that don't even be knowing, like, y'all don't even know what's going on, bro.
He said this because the court files explained how the murder happened. Pretend you're a jury member and tell me if he's guilty or innocent. On December 23rd, 2021, rapper K-Flock was charged with the passing of Oscar Hernandez. Flock is seen walking down the sidewalk with his sister. On this day, Flock wore a blue coat, a shiesty mask, and designer jeans. In the footage, you see Flock walking past the barbershop. Oscar immediately notices Flock from inside the shop and runs out to him asking, what are you looking at? With history between the two, they begin yelling at each other back and forth. But since Flock was with his sister, he didn't want no problems and continued on his way. However, Oscar continues escalating the situation by following Flock. For a split second, he thought to walk back to the barbershop, but against his better judgment, walked back towards Flock. As he walked off camera, Oscar continues grabbing at something in his jacket as seen earlier in the video. Flock noticed this and feared for him and his sister's safety, so he whipped out his firearm and used it towards Oscar. Flock hit Oscar multiple times, and as soon as he was done, he fled the scene. Oscar tried getting back to the barbershop for help but fell to the ground, leaving him lying on the sidewalk. Luckily, witnesses dialed 911 in an attempt to save him, but he'd later passed at a local New York hospital. All that was left at the scene were shell casings and Oscar's slides that he was wearing. But we heard from Bobby on his thoughts about K-Flock.
What's it like for you watching the K-Flock thing happen? That's crazy. Next big artist coming out of New York.
I love Flock, so I like that. That's my guy.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm wishing him the best right now, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, for the alleged charges they pushing on him, you know what I'm saying? I'm wishing his family the best. I'm wishing the whole team the best and everything, you know what I'm saying? And I hope he beat them alleged charges, you know what I'm saying? Because he got a lot of future brightness. He got, and I hope, you know what I'm saying?
That would be a sad story if that's the end of the
No, we ain't gonna think like that, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay positive.
The case was a mystery for 24 hours. The feds had no clue who the masked man that committed the crime was, so they had to ask the public for help, as they posted this photo of the suspect online. Almost immediately, K-Flock fans recognized him as being the suspect and informed the authorities. The main reason they found out so easily was because K-Flock was on live just hours before the crime, where he was wearing the same blue jacket and mask that was pictured in the feds photo they posted. With a warrant sent out for him, K-Flock hired one of the best lawyers in the game, as he met up with his lawyer the following day and walked into the NYPD's police station together. Right after Flock turned himself in, his lawyer released a statement saying, "Yesterday, I accompanied Kevin as he self-surrendered to detectives in the 30th precinct. Arrangements were immediately made with the NYPD once I learned he was wanted. As to the charges against him, we have begun our investigation into these allegations. We will address bail once we have had a chance to review the case and further investigate the DA's noteworthy disclosure." Flock's lawyer received the video footage of the crime and immediately believed he acted in self-defense.
When the guy hits the ground and is found, he's got a loaded that was in his pocket that his hand was on at the time. You know, we consider that to be self-defense.
So he did heat him in self-defense.
That's what the allegation is. You know, I don't want to talk too much about the details of the case, but the government claims that he pulled the, but at the same time, the person that was on the ground had his hand on a illegal loaded.
Okay. So without saying too much, you're arguing obviously self-defense.
That could be one of the arguments, self-defense. And I would say to the public, you know, somebody's walking up to you with a loaded, it's pretty clear is going to use it, with a criminal record a mile long. Do you want to get or do you not want to?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate to pull the
The NYPD released their statement and believed the incident happened because of beef between street teams, because Flock has a long-time affiliation with the Third Side Street team. With him being a big name figure, he had a lot of control in the streets, and was often targeted when his ops retaliated. But while K Flock's lawyers were building his defense, his situation turned much worse. With it reported, K Flock was indicted by a federal grand jury for multiple new racketeering conspiracy charges, also known as RICO charges. Hip-hop creators reacted to the news saying, K Flock just caught a RICO. It's really over. DJ Academics also said, Feds just unsealed an indictment on K Flock for a RICO charge. The mandatory minimum if he doesn't beat those charges or snitch is life in prison. He still is facing state charges that have him locked up, as this relates to how Boozy talked about YNW Melly's situation, saying the feds will do anything to keep you.
When they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Flock's lawyers reacted to the RICO charge, saying, We're not surprised by the federal charges, as we've been fighting Kevin's state charges for over a year now. Considering the incident was a clear act of self-defense, it wasn't a strong charge. But the fact it's now being used as a basis for a penalty charge is extraordinary. It's crystal clear on video that Kevin was about to be affected after attempting to walk away from the other person. Only then did Kevin use an item to defend himself and his sister from the armed team member who was about to pull out a firearm from his pocket. But we saw court reporter announced on Flock's first day of trial. Day 1 of K Flock trial's over. Instant thoughts are, the prosecutors are not ready, they're stuttering many words, not answering the judge's questions, and not supplying evidence to defend K Flock's lawyer's defense. They even noted K Flock looked emotional at the ending of his trial day. Being his first trial, it makes sense, but his lawyers whispered in his ear that he's going to win the case. They believe it so much that Flock shared this message from jail.
I know what's going on, man. Flock, I know something you. Man, like, me to the guys, man. Hey, yo, like, I'll be back real soon. Shout out to my fans and my supporters, man. I love all y'all, man. For all of you out there, violence, man. For me, and do what y'all supposed to do, man. For me, get through life correctly, bro. Like, get money, man. Yo, man, I'll see you real soon.
But did you know many rappers are being targeted by the feds because Lil Baby got called out by Atlanta police?
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes. Before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
Even Young and Ace was name-dropped by the Jacksonville sheriff. Are we witnessing an official rap takedown by police?
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.